Wet your whistle.
If you were a girl in the 1970s, fashion wasn't about trends. It was about knowing little tricks. You didn't run out to buy new clothes every time something didn't fit quite right. You pinned it, tucked it, folded it, powdered it, or stitched it just enough to make it behave. Today, we're revisiting 13 vintage fashion tricks every 1970s girl lived by. Number 1. The safety pin waist cinch. It worked on everything: shirt dresses, polyester shifts, even those loose house dresses everyone swore they'd never wear out. Until they did. One pin could completely change how a dress looked and how a woman felt wearing it. The best part? It was totally reversible. No cutting, no sewing, no money spent. If your weight fluctuated or the dress stretched out, you simply moved the pin. It was fashion problem solving at its finest. Practical, discreet, and incredibly effective. Number 2. The slip as shapewear trick. In the 1970s, a slip wasn't an afterthought. It was a foundation. Women owned multiple slips and knew exactly which one went with which dress. A full slip for clingy fabrics, a half slip for skirts that caught the light just wrong, nylon, satin, lace trimmed. Each had a purpose. Slips smoothed lines, prevented static cling, and made dresses hang the way they were supposed to. Before modern shapewear existed, this was how women controlled the silhouette without squeezing the life out of themselves. And there was something psychological about it too. Once the slip was on, the outfit felt complete. The dress behaved better. You stood a little straighter. It wasn't about hiding. It was about polish. And every 1970s girl knew you weren't truly dressed until the slip went on. Number 3. The lipstick as blush 2-dab method.
Yes, sweet young creams for me, please. For me, too.
Indulge yourself with Max Factor's new lipsticks, the Sweet Young Creams.
Every 1970s girl knew this trick, even if no one ever officially taught it. You didn't need a separate blush. You just used the lipstick you already had. One tiny dab on each cheekbone, maybe 2 if it was a big night. Then you blended it out quickly with your fingers before it set.
Wet your whistle.
Wet your whistle with the wet, wonderful colors of Lip Quencher. There's no lipstick quite like Lip Quencher.
It guaranteed everything matched. Lips, cheeks, overall look. Cohesive and intentional, even when you were getting ready in a hurry. And it worked anywhere. Bathroom mirror, car visor, even the department store restroom. The colors were bold, too. Brick red, rose, coral, and somehow, once blended, they looked softer and more natural than any powder blush ever did. It was quick, practical, and incredibly flattering. A makeup shortcut born long before multitasking became a buzzword.
Wildest rose, spiciest red, richest brown. Revlon presents the new American Classics. 10 deliciously shiny lip colors in Moondrop's Moisture Cream Lipstick. The great American lipstick the whole world loves. It stays on and on. So full of moisturizers, your lips always feel wet, wet, wet.
Number 4. The scarf in the collar lift. This one sounds strange until you remember just how often it was used. Women would roll a lightweight scarf, silk, polyester, sometimes even a handkerchief, and tuck it right inside the neckline of a dress or blouse. Suddenly, the top had structure. The neckline sat better. Everything looked more put together. It gave subtle lift without altering the garment and helped dresses keep their shape through a full day of sitting, standing, and moving around. This trick showed up especially with shift dresses, wrap styles, and anything that tended to collapse or gap by mid-afternoon. One rolled scarf fixed it instantly and stayed hidden. It wasn't about the show, it was about control, and once you knew the trick, you never forgot it. Number 5. The bobby pin bra strap lock.
Confessions from the no-bra generation.
Without a bra, I'm shapeless.
Who can wear a bra under halters and plunges and still look natural?
Help!
Playtex did.
This was one of those tricks passed quietly from woman to woman, usually in a bathroom, usually 5 minutes before leaving the house. If your bra straps kept slipping, especially under boat neck tops, halter-style dresses, or wider necklines, you crossed 2 bobby pins at the back and clipped the straps together. Problem solved. No tugging, no constant readjusting, no visible straps ruining the look of a perfectly good outfit. It wasn't glamorous, but it was brilliant, and it worked whether you were headed to work, church, or a night out. In an era before specialty bras and strap converters, women simply figured it out themselves with 2 bobby pins and a mirror. Once you learned this trick, you never went back. Number 6. The hem tape. Quick fix. Hem tape was pure wardrobe magic. A roll lived in almost every house, tucked into a sewing drawer or purse, because you never knew when you'd need it. New shoes came home, and suddenly every skirt was too long. Or the hemline changed overnight and you needed the dress to cooperate today. You ironed the tape between the fabric, pressed it flat, and hoped it held through the evening. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't, but most of the time it saved the outfit just long enough to get through the event. If you enjoy these throwback stories and the little details we've forgotten over the years, subscribe to the channel. We post new videos all the time celebrating everyday life, beauty, routines, and memories from the 60s, 70s, and beyond, the things that shaped how we lived, dressed, and felt. And if you'd like even more nostalgia between videos, come find us on Facebook. That's where the conversations really happen. Photos, memories, and comment threads that turn into full-on reunions. We'd love to see you there and hear your stories too. Number 7. The powdered feet for heels trick.
A sprinkle a day helps keep the odor away.
A sprinkle a day helps keep odor away.
Heels in the 1970s were not forgiving. They were narrow, stiff, and expected you to stand, walk, and dance without complaint. So women figured out a workaround, a generous dusting of talcum powder inside the shoe and sometimes on the feet. This kept your foot from sliding forward, reduced rubbing, and helped prevent those painful hot spots that showed up halfway through the day. You'd see women discreetly tapping powder into a pump before leaving the house, especially if they knew they'd be on their feet for hours. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't advertised, but it worked. And if you ever caught a faint cloud of powder puffing out of someone's shoe when they sat down, you knew exactly what they were doing. Number 8. The handbag color rule.
I'm Susanna Glidden, and I want to show you the most amazing ambassador handbag you've ever seen. Everything here comes with the bag and fits into its own special place. It organizes everything you carry. A change purse, something every woman carries, snaps into the bag right up here.
In the 1970s, matching mattered. You could wear an inexpensive dress, but if your handbag matched your shoes or gloves, the entire outfit suddenly looked intentional, even polished. Black bag with black heels, brown bag with brown loafers, white bag with summer shoes. It was an unspoken rule taught by mothers, magazines, and observation. Women planned outfits around accessories, not the other way around. That's why so many closets had rows of nearly identical purses in slightly different shades. You didn't need designer labels. You needed coordination. And once everything matched, you walked a little taller because you knew you looked put together. Number 9. The set and tidy cardigan routine. Cardigans were everywhere in the 1970s. Offices, schools, restaurants, even living rooms. But women didn't just throw them on. They had a way of folding the front edges inward just slightly, creating a clean line that made the sweater look fitted instead of bulky. Buttons stayed aligned. The neckline stayed smooth. Nothing sagged or bunched. This tiny adjustment made the whole outfit look deliberate, like it had been styled, not grabbed. It was a quiet habit, repeated without thinking, learned from watching other women who always looked neat no matter what they wore, and somehow it worked every time. Number 10. The hidden stitch neckline fix. Wrap dresses, blouses, and shirtwaists were all the rage in the 1970s, but there was one constant annoyance: gaping necklines. Women discovered a simple, almost invisible trick: a tiny hand-sewn stitch tucked into the seam of the neckline. Just a single stitch, placed perfectly, could hold a blouse closed without anyone ever noticing. It wasn't about sewing prowess, it was about knowing the exact tension needed so the fabric still draped beautifully while staying put. A quick fix before a date, a night out, or even a casual lunch, and it saved countless pins, clips, or awkward wardrobe adjustments. The magic was in the subtlety. No one else saw it, but it made the outfit look perfectly tailored and polished. Every woman had a favorite stitch technique. Some used a backstitch, some a slip stitch, and mothers passed it down to daughters like a secret beauty spell. It was a tiny piece of 1970s fashion ingenuity that made you feel in control of your look, confident and elegant without spending a dime on new clothes. Number 11. The coat over shoulders silhouette trick. Draping a coat over your shoulders wasn't just about style. It was a 1970s girl's secret armor. It kept hairstyles intact, especially those perfectly set curls or feathered layers that took hours in the salon or under a hooded dryer. The coat acted like a soft barrier, preventing friction from sliding on or off, while giving an air of effortless chic. This little trick was everywhere. Moms heading to brunch, teens on dates, even your favorite TV characters. It made any outfit instantly polished and created that "I woke up like this" sophistication without moving a single muscle. Plus, it was practical. If the night got chilly, you simply slid your arms in and you were warm without ruining your look. In a decade obsessed with style and convenience, this was the ultimate compromise. Number 12. The nylon stocking shine trick. Back in the 70s, a woman's legs weren't just covered, they were showcased, and nothing did that better than a subtle sheen on nylons. The trick? A tiny dab of lotion rubbed down the front of the legs to catch the light. Instantly, it made them look polished in photographs, smoother under skirts, and elegant from every angle. It wasn't about vanity, it was about presentation. School dances, family portraits, Sunday church services, and holiday parties all benefited from this little hack. And since tights weren't as stretchy or glossy as today's versions, this simple trick gave life, dimension, and a touch of glamour to every 1970s outfit. Every teen and young woman knew it. One swipe, a quick rub, and suddenly your legs looked camera-ready, runway-worthy, and utterly confident. Now tell us, which one did you use? Or which trick did your mom, sister, or aunt swear by? Drop it in the comments, and don't be surprised if you see someone else say, "Oh wow, I forgot all about that." Number 13. The Curl Set Calendar.
A long-lasting curl as this side takes 2 hours to wash, set, and machine dry. Now with Lady Chic's Lasting Curls hair setting system, the other side takes only 25 minutes.
Hair didn't happen randomly. Women planned their wash and set schedules around life, Friday for weekends, Wednesday for midweek outings. It wasn't laziness, it was efficiency. Perfect hair without daily heat damage. And it worked. These tricks weren't about vanity, they were about confidence. Knowing how to make things work with what you already had was its own kind of elegance. Thanks for taking this trip back with us. And if one of these made you smile, then it was worth remembering.